In application part, we have seen application of power screw as to lift the heavy loads. Now, to lift a load, some torque will be required. Let us now derive the relation of the torque required to lift the load of weight W. To derive the relation, the screw is considered as an inclined plane with inclination alpha as shown in this figure. Now let us see the forces acting on the screw. First force is the weight W which is going to be lifted. We know that weight always act in vertical directions, hence I have shown it in the downward direction. This is the normal reaction offered by the screw surface. Now as we want to lift the load, we need to apply the load in this right side direction so that the load gets lifted, and as the direction of applied load is in right side, the friction force acting will be downward. To find the value of this force applied, we would need to apply conditions of equilibrium to this entire force system. Before applying the conditions of equilibrium, I need to resolve all the inclined forces. So I have resolved the components of N and mu and S, N cos alpha and sin alpha, and similarly mu n cos alpha and mu n sin alpha respectively. Now we can apply conditions of equilibrium. Applying summation of Fx equal to 0, P, then this force that will be mu n cos alpha, then again this force going left side, so minus n sin alpha. There is no other force in x direction, so this all should be equal to 0. On rearranging this, I will get P is equal to mu n cos alpha plus n sin alpha. Let this be equation 1. Next condition of equilibrium is summation of Fy should be 0. This W going downside, so it will be minus W plus n cos alpha minus mu n sin alpha should be equal to 0. On rearranging this, I will get W is equal to mu n sin alpha minus n cos alpha, or I can write W is equal to n cos alpha minus mu n sin alpha. Let this be equation number 2. Dividing equation 1 by 2, I will get P is equal to W multiplied by mu n cos alpha plus n sin alpha divided by n cos alpha minus mu n sin alpha. Dividing numerator and denominator by n cos alpha, I will get P is equal to W into mu plus sin alpha by cos alpha will be tan alpha divided by 1 minus mu tan alpha. Now from basics of the friction, we know that mu is equal to tan of phi, where phi is the friction angle. P is equal to W tan phi plus tan alpha divided by 1 minus mu will be replaced by tan phi multiplied by tan alpha. If you observe this part of the equation, it is tan A plus tan B upon 1 minus tan A tan B. So this entire term can be replaced by P is equal to W tan of phi plus alpha. Tan of A plus B is equal to tan A plus tan B divided by 1 minus tan A tan B. This becomes our expression for the force to be applied to lift the load. We need the torque required to lift the load. So from basics we have torque is equal to P multiplied by R. The value of P, that is force, we have already found out. So I will substitute it. So T will be equal to W tan of phi plus alpha multiplied by radius we will take as the mean radius. So I will write it as dm, that is mean diameter, divided by 2. So finally on rearranging I will get T is equal to W by 2 tan of phi plus alpha multiplied by dm. This becomes the expression for the torque required to lift the load. Once the load is lifted, after doing the work, the same load has to be lowered down. Now let us derive the equation for torque required to lower the load. To derive the expression, again I have considered one thread of the screw with an helix angle alpha. The forces acting on this screw are, first, that is the load which is acting on the screw, normal reaction offered by the surface of the screw. Now as we have to lower the load, the direction of the load applied will be in the left. As the load has to lower down, the friction force will be in opposite direction, that is in the upward direction. Before applying condition of equilibrium, I will resolve all the inclined forces. I have resolved the inclined forces mu n as mu n cos alpha and mu n sin alpha, and similarly this n has been resolved into n cos alpha and n sin alpha. Applying first condition of equilibrium, that is summation of fx is equal to 0, I will get minus p minus n sin alpha plus mu n cos alpha is equal to 0. On rearranging the terms, I will get p is equal to mu n cos alpha minus n sin alpha. Let this be equation 1. Applying next condition, that is summation of fy should be 0, I will get minus w plus mu n sin alpha plus n cos alpha is equal to 0. On rearranging, I will get w is equal to mu n sin alpha plus n cos alpha. Let this be equation number 2. Dividing equation 1 by 2, I will get p is equal to w mu n cos alpha minus n sin alpha divided by mu n sin alpha plus n cos alpha. Dividing numerator and denominator by n cos alpha, I will get p is equal to w mu minus tan alpha divided by 1 plus mu tan alpha. Coefficient of friction mu will be equal to tan of phi. Substituting mu as tan phi in this equation, I will get p is equal to w tan phi minus tan alpha divided by 1 plus tan phi tan alpha. This term of the expression is the formula for tan of a minus b. Hence I will write p is equal to w tan of phi minus alpha. Let this be equation number 3. We need the torque required to lower the load. Hence I will write T is equal to P multiplied by R. The value of P we already found out, so I will replace it. T is equal to W into tan of phi minus alpha multiplied by R. This radius will be replaced by mean diameter divided by 2. On rearranging the terms, I will get T is equal to W by 2 tan of phi minus alpha multiplied by dm. This is the expression for torque required to lower the load. With this expression, we will explore the advantage which we have seen, that is the self-locking property of the power screw. We will start with this in the next class. Thank you.